All right, it says we're live. So, welcome from the crossroads of America. This is a 1 hour talk show about guns. Well, shooting with disabilities, but we also talk guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. Answer questions from the audience in the chat or either by email at rickslife@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I have a Patreon page, PayPal, and all that other stuff in the info section below. Okay. First in the room tonight was the Tactical FUD, then Kingpin, then Kevin New York. That's it at the moment. So, and my panelist at the moment is I've got New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing all right. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Well,
the ones that did join us.
Then we got the one and only Squibload.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I was saying before we went live, I went out to 3 different gun stores today looking for reloading supplies, i.e. primers. Not one to be had, but even big chunks of blank spaces on the shelf where the ammo goes. They've got more ammo than they've had for a long time, but there's still empty holes in the shelving, So it's coming back slowly, but anyway, I bought 3 boxes of 223. I figure 3 boxes, 20 rounds to a box. That gives me 2 regular size magazines, and I paid $13.99 a box. That's for the Frontier brand. Then with 7% sales tax, I ended up spending $44.91 today for 3 boxes for 60 rounds of 223. So there we go, because I can't reload them myself right now because I don't have primers. But I'll keep looking to see if I can find some. Normally what happens, and it's nobody's fault but my own, is normally when I find them, finances aren't available right then and there. Then when I have the finances, I can't find any. But that's okay. One day it'll gel at the same time, then I can buy some. Anyway, that's what I was at. But where I was going with this is, so I went to these 3 different stores. When I say one of them was Rural King. And their gun store was right at the back of the store. So I walked it. Walking around a little gun store is not really a problem for me. But the time I got to the gun counter on the back of Rural King, the back of my legs, especially my calves, were absolutely burning. Then my back started hurting, and I thought, damn, I thought I'm out of shape here. So, I looked around to see what they had for a few minutes, then I made a slow walk back out the store to the vehicle. By the time I got to the vehicle, I had to stop for a couple of minutes before I could get the strength to climb into the truck. Now, yes, I'm overweight. I'm out of shape. But the actual symptoms I just described, the back pain and the burning in the back of the legs, is actually part of the spinal stenosis as well as all the other stuff that's going on. So, Tactical FUD. I can get 1,000 rounds of CC 41 rifle primers for $100 plus tax. Yeah, 41 rifle primers. Is that large rifle primers or small? I should specify that I'm looking for small rifle primers. You know, so anyway, back to what I was saying. So I'm sitting here tonight, and I mean, you know, got home. I haven't done much. I haven't done much late. I got home maybe what, 2 o'clock ish, and you know, I haven't done much. You know, just pottered around. You know, and I feel absolutely wore out. It's pitiful, but you know. But one good thing is tomorrow I'm going over to my buddies, and he's gonna change my oil for me, and he offered, so I took him up on it. I just got to supply. I just got to supply everything, you know, the filter and the oil, which I've got. So, and then then I said, he said we can go shooting afterwards. Said it works for me, so I plan on. I don't plan on shooting my my AR. That's hanging on the wall, by the way, on a RNL displays.com wall mount. You know, that comes with the kit when you buy the table mount, you know, right here. The wall kit comes with it, and all the hardware to hang it on the wall. I prefer the wall mount myself, because to me it looks like it's suspended in space there. So just want to say, rnldisplays.com, American made. As you go out to checkout, they type in Rick's Life and get 15% discount. Just thought I'll mention that while I was talking about it. Anyway, so I plan on shooting my my carry gun, you know, the 380. Tomorrow. That's what I think I'll be shooting. I've got some. Oh, hang on. I got an email. All right, sorry. Trying to talk and chew gum at the same time is kind of hard. Okay, I'm back with you. Oh, so it's all right. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. Yeah, so I'm going to go be shooting my 380 tomorrow, basically. I think get some practice in. You never know. But I was thinking back to what I was saying. Do I need to pull out the old electric scooter to use when I go to big stores like that? You know. Now, I mean, when I go to Walmart, I've been holding on to a shopping cart and walking around real slow, you know, and I can do that. Maybe that's what I should have done when I went into Rural King, was grab the cart on my way in and use that. To, you know, I don't know. I don't know what the I don't want to use the scooter if I can help it. I just feel, I don't know, less than. Is that the best word to use when I'm using the scooter?
Are you content with your performance now? Your physical performance?
No.
Then I don't recommend the scooter. It's not comfortable, but I think, you know, you should probably stress yourself maybe on a bi-daily basis, up to a daily basis. It basically, you know, goes back to kind of like no pain, no gain in a sense. Obviously, you have some other issues going on, so I wouldn't recommend, you know, going crazy. But let's face it, you're not going to go crazy. But I think, you know, if you try to walk a little bit more, you're going to continue to feel sore. But after a week or so, eventually you'll be able to do more without feeling as much. Same thing as being out of work for a few weeks and you go into work or something. Once your body picks back up, your muscle growth will, you'll get a little bit of growth, and it won't be as stressful on your body. So, basically like, a build up for anything else in a sense, but it's going to be painful. It's going to suck. So, because you're building muscle back from sitting around forever, not doing anything, not necessarily forever, but you know what I mean? Your hip
Oh yeah,
surgery,
I
this
know
and
what you
that,
mean.
anytime you don't use your muscle, even if it's for a few weeks, there's dramatic changes with the body in a sense. So, I believe if Moo was around, he probably could agree to that, or people in healthcare. But so any long traumatic periods of time, then you add COVID on top of it, like the average person doesn't do what they've been doing. Not everybody, you know what I mean? But the average, just, being trapped in the house or this or that, it's changed now a little bit, but there's just normal, what do you call it? Fatigue on the body over these last couple of years for the average person. So, and then you on top of that with the hip surgery, if you want to feel better, you got to do more. You're going to feel worse before you feel better if you really want improvement.
I have noticed that if I walk like Biden, I can walk further, taking those little old man steps, but I don't like. I try to walk properly. My hips don't hurt me. My hips are great. The only thing stopping me now is my weight and my spinal stenosis. That's that's my main problem. I mean, as you said, I can lose the weight, but I'm still going to have the pain in the back and the back of legs, because that is a symptom of spinal stenosis. But as you said, I should be able to walk further before it cripples me. So yeah, defense dad. I used the walking stick before I had my hip surgery and after my hip surgery, but I got rid of that too. I still got it. Actually, what I use it for now is it's in my bedroom, and it's near where I get dressed, because I wear a brace on my back, and it's got a thick, heavy plastic pad. It's almost like a body armor. So this plastic, heavy duty plastic, and it doesn't bend. I think if you bend it, it would snap. It's pretty rigid stuff, but unfortunately, it curves out at the top. So normally, when I'm putting a shirt on, sometimes my shirt will catch in the lip, and of course, of my bad shoulders, it's hard getting back there to get it. So what I do is I stick the stick up in the back of my shirt and push it off that way and pull it down with the stick in there before it stays off the back. That's what my walking stick's for now. So there we go. That's that. There you go. Your new little secret about me now. Also, I have noticed, since I've had the hip surgery, I mean, like my right foot, that was the last hip I had done. I mean, I can cross my leg up onto my knee and put my sock on, right? But I can't put my left sock on because it puts a strain on my back. And oh man, the pain is excruciating. So I use one of them special sock puller things to put my sock on. So there we go. So and normally what I'll do is is like like when I put my sneakers on, I leave them tied up. I leave them laced up, and I just use a shoehorn and put them on that way. I can bend over enough. I can get hold of the tongues and pull the tongues out in case they slide down as I'm putting my foot in. But that's how I manage. You know, I'm not ready to have help getting dressed yet. You know, by those helpers that I can have. I've been told I can have them. My insurance will cover somebody coming in and helping me. But the more I give, the more of my stuff I give up. I just don't like the idea, you know. So I don't know. It's
Well, if you want to be in control of your own destiny, you know, for as long as possible, you got to be in decent shape. All it'll take is one accident down at Deb's Diner, and they'll be like, "Oh, you know, you don't have grab bars, you don't have this." Next thing you know, your money's being taken from you. You're getting slapped around by some person in a home, and everything's gone.
yes,
So,
yeah, I know. They be in the home, and they won't let
you
me
know, but you don't know. You know,
yeah.
but you're not. You got to take them steps, man.
So
It's up to you. It's your call. It's your
no,
call.
I mean,
You know what I mean? But
I'm saying that's why I don't.
it's raw determination gets shit done.
That's why I mean it's sort of like with this, you know, like with the cane. I didn't want to use it because I didn't want to become. I used the cane for years. Now I got my hips all done and sorted out. I don't need the cane, so I got rid of it. I used the scooter when I was really bad. Then I mean, once I got my hips done, I didn't. I really don't need it per se for walking, but walking around. I mean, put it this way: if I went to SHOT Show or the what's it, Sport and Foundation Show, whatever one's coming up, or the NRA. Be honest with you, I think I would pull out the old electric cart and use it for that because I couldn't walk around all day. One of those things, I just couldn't do it. You know, so anyway, yeah, I know Defense Dad. He's tough on me. He always is. You know? But I don't. Yeah, I mean that's why I don't want. That's why I said I can have somebody come in and help me get dressed per se if I wanted to. You know, because my insurance will cover it because of me being disabled. But to me, that's going down that slippery slope. Once they start, as you said, they won't go away. Next, they'll be saying, well, maybe you should go into, you know, assisted living, you know, where we can keep an eye on you 24/7. But you can't bring your firearms with you. We don't allow those, you know, that kind of thing. So I want to stay independent as long as I can. And I don't want to go into home.
You better start eating more salad. Get off your ass. Do something.
I hope that when it comes to that time for me to go into home, I just keel over and die. You know, because I don't want to go into home. You know? But I say that, but then I think if I'm old and feeble, you know, they're feeding me 3 times a day, give me a bed to sleep in. You know, what's wrong with that? You know, I can become a Democrat, have somebody take care of me. You know? Talking about that.
Bed sores, urinary tract infections, loss of freedom, loss of movement, guests are an issue. Whether you can go in or out, it's a big ordeal. All types of things can be a problem with that, Rick. All types. The roommate that's
what are you going
just
on about?
wants to tell you how all your political views were crazy. You know, you never know who you're going to get stuck with in those places, especially if you don't have a lot of money, because then you're definitely getting a shared room, and it's almost a 50-50 whether it's an asshole.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm in my late 70s, 80s, am I really going to care?
Oh, yeah, you'll care.
Yeah.
Those are the types of time when you want to just not worry about all that stuff. You're going to care.
Yeah. See, now you go back, see what you were saying there. Something you said there. That's why, like using the cane, using the electric scooter, is I don't want to become dependent on them. You know, that's why I try not to use them. I don't like being disabled. It annoys the hell out of me. You know, so I try to be as normal as I can, and it's you know, unfortunately, you know, even though I moan and groan and say I was going to retire when I mean, I think I would, now that I'm 65, I think I would go ahead and my official retirement, I think they said it was 66 and a half. I don't think I would have, I think I would have retired early, you know, but if I hadn't have got hurt, I would have kept on working, even though I kept moaning about it, you know. But that's, hey, that's life. Life dealt me this. I got to make the best of it. That's the way I look at it. You know? So, there we go. Anyway, I'm going shooting tomorrow. Thought I'd just mention that. You know? Practice the old left-hand draw again. You know, like I have been. Get that down. Oh, I got a walking stick defense, Dad. I've actually got a walking stick. It's actually about, I don't know, it's quite tall. And where I hold it, where the handle is, if you want to call it a handle, it sort of, it keeps my arms straight, so it keeps my back straight. It's, you know, it's quite a good one actually. I got, and I might throw it in the I might throw it back. I might throw it in the truck, you know, just in case I go get caught out like that again and go to one of those stores. So, you know, but I don't know. So I'm going shooting tomorrow. I got some 380 loaded that I reloaded ages ago. So I'm going to shoot that because all I'm doing is plinking with it and get some of that practice in. So, and I still got, is it, how many have I got? I think it's, I got, I think I got 300 small pistol primers left. So I can still load some more. I've got bullets. So I can still load some. Plus I've got also besides I got about, I don't know, 200. I think it's about 200. I mean, like tomorrow, I'll shoot maybe 50, 60 rounds. That's about it. But I got about 200 rounds that I've reloaded. Plus, I've got 3 boxes of CCI Blazer stuff, 380. So I got that. So I got plenty of 380 ammo. Of course, then I've got my defense ammo that I've got loaded into 2 magazines. So, and no, that's what I plan on doing tomorrow. And it's nice to be able to go and shoot on a weekday because I can. You know, that's another reason that I normally won't, like when I was living in Rhode Island and I was a member of the gun club down there. I never went shooting on Saturdays and Sundays. you know, and call me stupid or whatever, but I was thinking, well, I don't work, so I can shoot Monday to Friday anytime I want, you know. So there's people working, and maybe Saturday and Sunday is the only days they've got. I'd rather let them have my spot on the line than me take it up. You know? So I don't know. Is that wrong of me? Or is that stupid of me? You know, I'm the same way, like even now, like going down to like Deb's truck stop. I go down there Monday through Friday, hang out with the guys. Well, I'm only going down 3 times a week now because I've cut back because of inflation, you know, and stuff like that. But anyway, I don't go. I've never gone on Saturday and Sunday because I can go anytime during the week I want. You know, now put it this way: if they do a big buffet on Sundays, I gotta lie. I have been there on a Sunday, but I didn't go myself. I was invited by a cousin of mine. I'll go then, but I won't go on my own to take up a seat. You know, I don't know if that's weird or not, but that's just the way I am. You know, New York Outcast. If I would eat some mac and cheese, I wouldn't have these problems. I don't know. You know. So, yeah. See, there you go. Tactical Fudge. Your main day is Sunday. You know, some people do. I mean, to me, now I rather give the weekends to people who work. I know it's some people might think that's asinine. Why? But you're paying just like the rest of them are. I know, but it's just that I don't know. Hard to explain. But I mean, like now, I don't even. I mean, like I'm still paying to use the. I'm still a member of the Snellville Conservation Club. You know, where I went shooting the first year and a half, year and three, 3/4 or whatever, where I would go shooting down there. I would go down there. I had the place all to myself too, because nobody ever used it. But I'm still a member. It only costs $10 a year for me to be a member down there. So the only thing is, I mean, yes, it has a little shooting range and stuff, but I gotta set up my own targets, take them down, clean the place up, which is only expected. But now I go over to my friend's place and shoot. You know, and it's a matter of I can go down there anytime I want and shoot. And we got targets set up all over the place, and they're permanently up there. And you know, it depends where I'm shooting from, but you know, most of the time I can collect my brass, so it's pretty good. You know, we're shooting out in the woods and stuff like that, but it's plus we have a big, you know, it's safety. I mean, there's no wild bullets going anywhere, so it's quite cool, really, the way you got it set up. We got 100 right now. We've got 130-yard target is the furthest. We can go back maybe another 15 yards max. Then we run into a rock wall type thing. New York alcohol. I think Squib overdosed on coffee or something. Yeah, well, I'm waiting for him to shut me up, for him to say something, you know. But he could be working too, so. Yeah. Actually, I haven't had a burger this week. I was going to have some burgers tonight, actually, on the grill. Because I don't know about the rest of the country, but the last couple of days, it's been up in the high 60s here. You know, sunny.
I wish.
You know, Hey, it even got inside the house with the sun pounding on the window. It got up to 78 in here. I had to put the AC on. That's too warm for me. You know?
Bragging.
What do I use to pick up brass? I've got me a roller on a stick, and actually the stick breaks down into 3 parts. It's made out of metal, put together, and it's a roller. Actually, talking about that, I don't have it here. It's sitting in the back of my truck. But it's a roller. It's about this long, about this round, and it's wire, loose, and it rolls and picks up the brass. It looks like, actually, when I bought it from Amazon. And when I first looking at them, it was for picking up not walnuts, some sort of nuts that fall out of trees. And I said, "Oh, that's pretty cool. I wonder if they do that with ammo." So I put in, brass thing, and it came up, and it was exactly the same picture. And the price was about $20 more expensive. So I went back to the gardening page and bought the one for the nuts. And that's what I use. I just roll it back and forth. It picks all the brass up. Occasionally a brass that gets stuck between 2 of the things, and it will leave a gap, and sometimes the brass fall out. All you got to do is lift it up and knock it on the ground, and that brass will pop out, and it will start working again. You know? So that's what I normally use to pick up my brass. So it works pretty good. It works pretty good. So it does. I mean, for what I use, it works. I mean, so far it's picked up. I mean, I shoot. I mean, it picks up my 38s. It picks up my 223s. Picks up my 45 ACPs, my 45 Colts, 9mm. And actually, it even picks up 22 long rifle. So it picks up every size cartridge. I mean, the wires are close enough together that it will pick up a 22. So acorns, that was the word I was looking for, Kevin. Yeah, it was in there for picking up acorns. So I use it for, and it was exactly the same picture in the shooting section. But it was $20 more. So I went back to the garden section and bought mine from there. So that's what I use. Hope that answers your question. Or I said, that's what I use. But hey, sometimes my friend will come along and he'll be walking around bending over, picking them up too as I'm rolling. So if I have help, I don't mind. But
fancy roller, boy, it must be nice.
Well, it's better than losing this brass for not being able to bend over.
Your high-dollar machines you got there. No wonder you don't have any money.
It wasn't that expensive. It was only about $30 or $35, something like that, at the time. But
it was like what, an extra 20 for the one that said ammunition or brass or whatever.
Yeah.
Beggars.
Yeah. Then I mean this. Then before I got my roller, I used to use this thing. Pick up my brass one piece at a time. I got one of those. I got one of those in the truck too. That I've used to pick up brass. So, I mean, I can bend over. I.e., I bend at the waist. Normally, I have to stick one of my legs out to balance myself as I bend over. You know, better if I'm holding on to something when I do it, but I can do it and pick up brass that way if I have to. You know, but why when I don't have to? When I got a roller, you know. And all
No,
I
it's
do is
not a bad
I take the
investment. I
roller.
mean, $30 isn't the end of the world for something like
Yeah.
that. I
Then
could definitely see that being a plus.
then what I do is once I roll up and pick up a few, then once there's a fair few in there, then I'll take it over to my 5-gallon bucket, and it doesn't come undone or anything. I just pry two of the wires apart and shake it, and they all fall out into the bucket. Then I go roll some more. Defense Dad. Rick has all the cool EDC gear. Absolutely. My roller and my grab a thing and my 5-gallon bucket. You know? Oh, that was another thing. By the way, guys, when I started reloading, and I started and I still do, I used the when I'm tumbling my brass, I use the dry method. Right? And you go sort of like one of those either Midway, Brownells, what do you call them? What's the other one? What's the make of my one? Something Arsenal, Frankfurt Arsenal, whatever. Was that chocolate chip cookie?
No, salad.
Was that what that was?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know if it's coming through.
We lost Squib. So, what can I say? So, must be a reason. Either he was bored or he got busy, you know? But that's okay. Defense Dad, I take my kid shoot and make her pick up the brass. Hey, I would do the same thing. It builds character, picking up brass, you know? But what else was I going to say about that? Oh, yes. So, what I did, if you look, the medium, that you know what they call it? Basically, all it is. I mean, it could be anything, but a lot of times it's crushed walnut shells, something like that, right? You buy it from one of those shooting or one of those sporting companies or reloading companies. Look at the price. Go over to your local pet store and buy lizard bedding, right? And guess what it is? It's crushed walnut shells. Exactly same thing, half the price. Just thought if anybody's interested, I thought I'd just mention that. You know, so. Hey, get her to use the broom and dustpan. It's getting somebody else to pick up brass. A youngster, it's character building. You know, that's what you need to tell them. Here's the broom and the dustpan. Pick up the brass. Building character. So, but anyway, that's what I do on my medium, whatever you want to call it. Is that what you call it? The stuff to clean my brass. So I buy a lizard bedding. So, and I bought my own 5-gallon bucket. Actually, the gallon bucket I got was I actually got it from I got two of them. I got them from my old job. That's how long I've had them. When did I get hurt? 2015. So I got them in 2015. Just yeah, Yeah. That's right. I got 2016. I got them because I was on workers' comp for months, so I'd have to go in and report to them once a week that I was still okay, and and give them the report. And anyway, where I'm going with this is the buckets I use. My old boss, because it snowed up there in Rhode Island and got cold, he used to buy ice melt by the big 5-gallon buckets. And that's what he would use around the store. So, I mean, he'd go through a bucket in a week. So, there was 3 or 4 buckets laying by the back door. And I said, can I have a couple of those? And he goes, yes, I got those for free. And that's what I use for keep my clean and dirty stuff in for my reloaded, and empty my brass in too. I got one that I emptied my brass into after I picked it up with the roller. But I do have an actual store-bought 5-gallon bucket I got at Walmart. They were on sale.
I use cat litter buckets.
I only paid a couple of bucks for it.
Yeah, I use them because same thing, go through cat litter a lot. So the square, I don't know, tidy cat buckets.
Yeah, I know the one you're on about.
Yeah, they work pretty well. So I use them for work too sometimes. But got one full of rags, another one full of brass. They'll take up less space than the standard round 5 gallons, and they stack a little better. So, and the lids are actually pretty good as far as a recycled bucket. I filled them with water, taking them to places where there wasn't any water in the job, things like that, and able to transport well. So, definitely good secondhand buckets, however you want to look at that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So see, the kiddo and I have been going for a walk at the range after shooting. There's about 1.5 miles of road there, and it's real pretty scenery. Yeah, I hope no sort of wild bullet comes flying through while you're walking. So yeah. Actually, where I when I was at the shooting club in Rhode Island, there it was they had a sort of like a trail around it too, but I never walked around it because I didn't trust any of those shooters. Knowing them, they would shoot over the berm and hit me somehow. I don't know how, but mind you, though, talking about shooting range, in the town I lived in, the police department's shooting range was at the they called it the transfer station. It was the city dump. Right? Their range was over the back. And I've driven around there, and you hear the guns going off. So I drove around there and pulled over, and I was watching the police practice. I went, oh my God. If I shot that bad, they would take a gun away from me. I thought it was pitiful. You can understand why for the average police, I think countrywide, I think it's 5.5 shots per incident, because they can't hit the broadside of a barn. They're terrible. Because, be honest, the police, I'm not saying there isn't some good shooters. There more likely is. But the majority of them, the only time they pull and shoot their gun is when they have to qualify. And that's about it. So, that's what I think. I'm thinking, wait till the police come. I'm thinking I'd rather shoot myself than wait for them to come. So.
That's funny. That'd be something cool to get on video, though, Rick.
Oh, what? Yeah, them shooting at the range. Yeah, it
Yeah.
would be, yeah, yeah. Well, I wouldn't. I mean, but it's something that I wouldn't release it. Let's put it that way, because I'll just get harassment, you know. So, but yeah, they were lousy shots. I'm not saying they haven't improved, but because that was years ago. That was around 2017, 18 when I saw them. So they might have improved since then. They got a new chief. So, you know, but so anyway. And I'm definitely a better shot than that. I can hit my target. You know, I'm not saying I mean I miss, but you know, 15 yards and in, very rare that I miss. You know, over 15 yards, I might miss every now and then. Up to, you know, 20, 25 yards, I can normally hit my targets. I normally don't shoot past 25. Occasionally, I might mess around and try to shoot the 100-yard target or the 75-yard target. You know, I might hit it once out of 10. So, you know, a handgun's not meant for long distance anyway. Yeah, defense dad. Yeah, my buddy is a county sheriff for 15 years, but only shoots to qualify. Yeah, that's what a lot of them do. And we're meant to put our life in their hands. You know, makes me wonder. So, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Well, technically, you're not supposed to put your life in their hands because that's already been proven that that's not their job in a sense.
I know it's not. I know it's not. But
Yeah,
what?
so
Hey, if they
don't make that mistake. You're just supposed to be a good
if they
victim.
happen to make it to where I'm at, why the action is still going on, right? I don't feel confident that it's going to be a good outcome because of the way they shoot. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know, don't get me wrong. I don't disrespect the police, but I don't have a lot of you know, things for them. If they pull me over, I'm not going to be rude to them and say, "What the hell? You're breaking my, you're going against my rights and all this shit." They pull me over, and I'll be polite to them, say, "Yes, can I help you?" You know, they say, "Can I have your license?" I'll turn it over to them. You know, and I'll say yes and no. But there ain't no point in getting. I mean, because to me, if you just get what's the word I'm looking for? If you try to act like the tough guy or the cool kid or whatever, and you know, not be nonchalant, all you're going to do is piss them off and make your life even worse. Yeah, you might be in the right, but why go through all the aggravation? Just say, "Yeah, okay, sorry, didn't realize. Give me my, let them give you a ticket and off you go." But me personally, and I'm trying to think. I'm 65 now, and even counting my time of living in England, right? I've been stopped a few times for one thing or another, but I've only ever got one ticket. Normally, I'm let off with a warning. Is it because I think it's because I'm being nice. You know, I'm not arguing with them and all this
My
kind of shit. I
goodness.
don't know.
A few times, you said, basically in your whole driving life.
Yeah, I've had one ticket.
Wow.
And that was for speeding.
That's good. I mean, well, not that that's good, but I mean, that's good all in all.
Yeah.
I've got like a perfect driving record, as they call it, or this or that. But through insurance and whatnot. But I've been pulled over several times, like several times. I mean, at least sometimes 4 or 5 times a year. Sometimes, so it's usually like every 3-4 months, like clockwork. So, but it may be location, could be all types of things, and the majority of the time, well, I wouldn't say the majority of the time. Some of the time I'm not ticketed. I'd say 2/3 I am, and then at least 1/3 that ticket gets dropped, if not more. So usually it's more, but so that's rare. As far as police interaction, it's quite a difference because I'm younger than you by a bit. I don't want to give exact ages or anything, but that's a big difference. So
yeah.
Saying he's only been pulled over like a few times in his life.
I've
never been pulled over. Well, once.
You,
Once.
yeah.
sorry.
But where I'm going with this is, and the one time I was given a speeding ticket, it was in Rhode Island. It was I was on the interstate. It was a 65 speed limit, and I'm doing 75. And it was a trap, i.e., there was I was new to that part of Rhode Island. I'd never been there, and over the years I realized that they catch a lot of people in this particular section of the interstate because it's known for that. They hide behind this big bush, and what they did was they caught it. Then they radioed ahead, and there's a policeman on the hard shoulder, and he actually stands out in the lane and points, and he pulled over about 6 of us in one go. Pulled us all over in one go. And he's giving us a ticket. He finally got to me and showed him everything, and he goes, "Do you realize what speed you're going?" I said, "No," but I said, I'll be honest, I guess I was doing over 65. I said, all I was doing was keeping up with the traffic. He said, "Well," he said, and he said, "Well, the speed limit was 75." He said, "Your speed was 75." I said, all I was doing was keeping up with the traffic, but, he goes, I said, "But there was people going faster than me who were overtaking me." I said, he goes, "Yeah," but he said, "It's like fishing." This is what the cop said to me. He said, "It's like fishing. There's a big fish in the pond, but you don't always catch them."
A lottery. Everybody gets a turn.
So he gave me my ticket. My ticket actually, and the fine was $80. So I lucked out. So that was the only ticket I've ever had.
Wow. Yeah, I've had a few. I mean, we could go on for a long time, but a couple where I was literally sitting at a stop sign and an officer drove by, turned around, hit his lights, and pulled me over. I've been pulled over a few times with the pretense that I fit the description of somebody else, and they jumped all over the hood of the car, pulled me out by gunpoint through the window. I actually got taken to the police station, fingerprinted, ID'd, everything, and then ID'd and was released because I wasn't the suspect. But I've had quite a few. Like I said, I can go on and on. Dirty plate light, dirty. God forbid I wipe it off. No, that's a ticket. So, like, air freshener, you must be a drug dealer. That's what they tell me.
Yeah. So, I got pulled over for one of my lights, that light up your plate. Wasn't one was working, one wasn't. That's what they pulled me over for. But I was nice to him. I said, "Sorry about that." I said, "I'll get it taken care of, tomorrow." And he said, "Okay." I said, "There's a warning, off you go." So, I've lucked out like that. I mean, is it because of white privilege?
I don't know, but I know probably not. It's probably location, maybe something to
Yeah,
do with
yeah,
me. I have no idea. So,
yeah.
and honestly, people, you're speaking of how you act and stuff.
And
I've
the
always been decent, politer to stop. I don't kiss ass, but I don't volunteer information. But I'm not a jerk. I understand you got a job. I keep my hands up. I'm not trying to get a shot or be that guy or any of that crap.
yeah,
If I got a problem, which more than half time I do, I just address it with the court, and that's where normally they get dropped. Due to one reason or another. But basically, if it's baloney, there's a few tickets I've outright deserved. I deserved them,
yeah.
and when that's the case, I'm not saying nothing. I mean, yeah, I'll take my ticket. I'll go try to get it dropped to a lesser charge and move on, like everybody. But yeah, I'm not going to argue with the guy. So either way, right or wrong, I'm not arguing with the guy at the car. That's a losing situation.
Oh yeah,
Unless you're rich, I don't know.
yeah, yeah. Oh, what you call it? I got. It's almost 8 o'clock, but I've got a story for you. Want to hear a story that I rarely ever told? I might have told it once years ago about when I first got into firearms. It was a negligent discharge I had in the house, and it was when if you think about it, it could have been serious because it was in the middle of the night, and it was scary in the sense that I had been sleeping and I woke up, and I don't know how the firearm sat on the side of sat on my end my table next to me in the bedroom. And but anyway, the gun was in my hand, and somehow, like what's his name? I didn't pull the trigger, but the gun went off. I must have pulled the trigger, but don't remember doing it. Right? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, where I'm going with this, the bullet, besides making a hell of a racket inside, I lived in a basement apartment. So, I mean, it went boom. I mean, I had to peel the cats off the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? But it was all what's the word I'm looking for? And what the walls made out of? Plasterboard or whatever you call it. What do you put on walls when you're building a house? Sheetrock or whatever you call it?
Yeah, sheetrock, drywall.
Drywall.
T-
Right? My
Typical
bedroom was drywall. Now, I lived in a basement apartment. So in the middle of the thing on one side there was a laundry room. It had in this big house there was 4 apartments, and there was laundry hookups in this part of the basement. So my bedroom wall was the other side of that laundry room. Well, that bullet went through my drywall in my bedroom, through the laundry room, hit the bathroom drywall, went through the drywall in my bathroom. My bathroom door was open. The bullet went through through the bathroom door, out the other side, hit the wall on the outside of the building, which was, I mean, this was only a wooden house. It had drywall and plastic, whatever it's called, siding. It went out through there, and this is where now, besides all that, having all those holes going through my house, it went through 1, 2, 3, 4 walls. It was a 45 ACP, by the way. Where it could have got really dangerous is what it hit, what stopped it. When it went through that outer bathroom wall, sitting right there was the mains for the gas, natural gas. It was made out of metal. It hit the back of that, and that's what stopped the bullet going any further. I mean, I could have blown up the goddamn block. Yeah. I tell you, I put that. I mean, it must have been 3 or 4 months before I would leave that gun sitting next to me and on my side table there next to my bed.
Probably wouldn't have blown up the block. Your house might have became a torch, but
yeah, but
you can pretty much directly light that on fire and it just turns into a torch. It's when it gets contained.
Yeah.
Like if you had a leak and then after time that built up in your, that's when you get the explosions.
Yeah.
But you
that
can
scared the shit out of me.
light a gas leak up. You shouldn't, but I've done it to prove it was leaking in the past.
Yeah.
Not that I recommend other people do, but
yeah, but it was amazing how that bullet just went through all those 4 walls like it was butter. You know, well, 3 walls in my door. You know, my bathroom door, which is almost the same as it's a hollow door anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it went right through them all. It was scary to think what, you know.
So what are you trying to intimidate people to not use the washer and dryer at a certain time or something?
Why? I mean, I said I'd been asleep. I woke up. And some reason why I grabbed the gun, I don't know. But I pulled the trigger for some reason. I don't know why. I was half in a daze when I did it. It was like I woke up and I don't know, maybe I thought somebody was in there. I don't know, but I pulled the trigger. And that's what scared me so bad. It's never happened again, you know. But it did scare. I mean, now I only had the firearm. I only owned it. I think it was the 2nd or 3rd week I owned the damn thing, you know. So, yeah. So that was the story of my negligent. Oops, can't say it now. Discharge. You know, luckily, I mean, I think if it hadn't hit the back of the gas metal pipe outside or whatever, it was the meter. I think it's what it was. It hit, but if it wasn't there, it wouldn't have gone much further because, as I said, I lived in a basement apartment, and most of my apartment was underground. Right? I mean, like my bathroom window was at ground level. You look out my window, I'm actually looking at the grass. And if we didn't mow it, it used to go halfway up my window. You know, the height of it. I mean, it was on a slope. You know, I had front windows that I looked out, but everything else, so it would have gone into the dirt anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I lucked out. Red Dog. Was it a Glock? No. It was an M&P 45, full size. You know? So that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. That's all I got. That's all I'm going to say. So, you know? Now, I've never had anything like that happen since, so it's been a few years. But that wasn't that long ago. What was it, 5 years ago that happened? So I've only had firearms. I've only been into firearms for, 5 years, 6 years at the most. I'm trying to think. I got hurt in 15. So when did I get my first? No, 2016. So how long ago was that? That's when that's when I got my first firearm.
5 to 6 years.
Yeah. So, I'm 65 now. So 58, 59, 60 years old when I got in the firearm. So I haven't had them so I'm a newbie. I'm still wet behind the ears. So
Yeah, you got lucky.
yeah, I did. I know I did. But I said it did. It scared me and made me. Is it respect it more or whatever? I don't know. But I'm very, you know, I'm very watchful what I do with the firearm now. You know, and it's never happened since. You know, and hopefully it will never happen again. But you can never say never. You know, so I don't plan it on having. I don't play with it. I don't play with a damn firearm. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say I was playing with it, but I know when I first got it, I would always hold it and look at it and all this kind of stuff. You know, so I don't do that. I mean, I only do that now when I first buy one. You know, as I'll hold it and look at it and stuff, and then I'll put it away, and that's the end of that. You know, so well, there we go. Anyway, it's gone 8 o'clock. I've waffled on for a whole hour about absolutely nothing. I was trying to talk about my being in pain and shooting and shit and that, but somehow got off topic. So, but I ended on a gun related thing. Me shooting a hole through my house, all from one end to the other. You know. I shouldn't laugh. It could have been more serious than it was, but I can laugh because it wasn't serious. It all worked out okay. The one thing that worried me more than anything, since nothing seriously happened, i.e., didn't blow the place up or anything, the only thing that worried me was maybe one of the other tenants calling the police that they heard a gunshot. That was my biggest concern because it was against there was some ordinance in the town I lived in that you couldn't shoot a firearm within town limits. And I lived within town limits. That's the one thing that bothered me about the whole thing. You know, because I had this little, I still got it. I got this little, it ain't a gun safe, but it's a safe that I store my passport in and all that kind of stuff. You know, little stuff like that. I put the gun in there, and that's where it stayed, unless I went shooting with it. And when I got home, I cleaned it and put it back in that safe. I done that for a long time. But anyway,
Yeah, I think they're lucky. The neighbors at least asked what was going on. So
no, actually, nobody said anything to me or anything.
that's pretty crazy. You might have got lucky and nobody happened to be home, or they
It could
just
have
didn't.
been. I mean,
They
I'm
woke them
trying to
up
think.
and
I
they
mean,
didn't know why.
if I remember correctly, it was either Friday night or Saturday night it happened, or in the wee hours of the morning of one of those. So they could have been out partying or gone away for the weekend. I don't know, but none of the, and I knew. I mean, I talked to. I mean, I wasn't friendly with all the tenants, but I knew. I mean, I said hi to them all the time. You know what I'm saying? Not one of them mentioned it, so they didn't mention it. I didn't mention it. I just let it go. You know. You know. Maybe that's why my cats can't hear anymore. Oh, yeah. That I do remember it scared the shit out of them because I mean they didn't come out from wherever they were hiding for, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours before they would venture out from hiding. So
Well, I don't blame them. I mean,
yeah.
you figure cats are a lot more sensitive, their ears, so it could have possibly done some damage being indoors, depending on how close they were. So hopefully not, but definitely not cool, man.
Yeah,
Not cool.
I know. these things happen, you know. That's why they're called. That's why I don't believe in accidental discharge. You know, to me, it's neglect, negligence. You know, so luckily I got luckily I got away with it. Is the only other way of saying it, you know. So there we go. And I try my best never to let it happen again. So, all right. You got any plugs or shout outs there in New York?
Just R&L displays if anybody's interested. Squid was on here for a little while. Go check his stuff out. Might have some screaming videos. I think he just did a coffee review. So if you're into like coffee and coffee that comes in cool wooden boxes, go check it out.
He done a speaking squibbage today.
I don't know. I am not
They
sure if he
did.
did.
I saw it and I can't even remember what it was about. Oh, the what ifs. The what ifs. The way people, when you say something to somebody that what you're going to do, they always give you the what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if this happens? He said you're what if to death or something. But anyway, so that's it. I mean, we got nobody else to ask about plugs or shout outs, but I want to say thank you for everybody for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys got any topics you want discussed, children with disabilities or anything like that, drop me an email at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. You know, and I'll, bring them up, see what we can come up with. You know, just I'll throw that out there. All right. I will be back on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. So I will see you all then. So good evening, everybody. Goodbye, Sabrina.
Eat a salad.